I was pretty famous. This is our sideline and our crowd was right here. And when I was a lot younger and when I first started coaching, when I would get angry, I would take my hat and throw it on the ground. And so I think one year somebody made a hat with a chin strap on it and gave it to me as a gift because they thought that was pretty funny that I always got upset and threw my hat down. But, on Friday nights when the lights are on and all in the crowds here, it's a pretty special place. I'm Rodney Arms, grew up in West Lafayette, Indiana. Came to Kentucky in 1992 to be a teacher and a coach. I now live in Elizabethtown. I went to Purdue University up in West Lafayette, Indiana, and my main focus was to be a coach. My first job was in Kentucky, in Hodgenville, Kentucky, at a school that was LaRue County Middle. LaRue County Middle School, it just turns out, is where Chris Estes used to also teach. I started there in '92, became the head football coach in '96. 10 years later, I became the assistant principal at the high school. In that span of time of being a football coach and a teacher, I had 3 daughters, Emily, Rachel, and Grace. Emily is now 18. My twins, Rachel and Grace, are now 15. They're all in high school. One's getting ready to graduate. And that's what I did prior to Zeech International. Well, when Chris Estes first walked into my office, again, I was assistant principal and he was a teacher, and he put the little green smart drink can on my desk. And he said, "Try this." The first thing I told him was, "Get that can off my desk. I don't want anything to do with this." And when he said something about it having a network marketing business associated with it, I really got skeptical and I told him no. And I actually ran from Chris for about 3.5 weeks. It took him 3.5 weeks of being fairly persistent for me to say, okay, I'll try it. And I know that folks out there are going through that similar situation when you're prospecting people. My only advice is stick with it, because people don't say no, they're just saying not yet because they're just skeptical. Well, you know, when I was a teacher and a principal and a coach, I had a lot of time constraints with 3 teenage daughters. The time constraints were that I had to be at school all the time. I typically got to school at 6:30 in the morning. I sometimes didn't go home until 9 o'clock at night during football season. And so I was really looking for some time freedom. And that's not what I initially thought this was about. I really thought it was just another thing that I was going to get into that would cost me some time. And Chris said something to me early on that kind of caught my attention. I told him one of my first roadblocks was, "Chris, I don't have time to do anything else." His reply to me was, "Well, if you don't do something different, when are you ever going to have time?" I didn't realize how quickly this business was going to grow. I didn't realize how successful we were going to be. And after 2.5 years of doing Zeech on a part-time basis, still being the assistant principal, still being the head football coach, still having the 3 teenage daughters, I was able to build and get the triple diamond on a part-time basis. I was able to walk away from my full-time job. Sometimes it's not really all about the money, it's about the options of being able to do what you want to do. Since then, obviously, the income is a lot more than I would have ever expected as far as in an education career. And it's afforded us to be able to do a lot of things that we would never be able to do. I enjoy helping other people. I think that's really my main focus when I got into coaching and teaching, was being able to help other people and see them succeed and see them reach their dreams and their goals. And I love the fact when someone in our group decides that they're going to go full-time and that they're going to walk away from their job, that's the biggest thrill that I get. And that to me is really what Life Unlimited is all about. Not being bound by someone else's schedule, being able to have options. If you're someone that is thinking about getting involved with Zeech International, get your questions answered, because all the questions that you get answered are going to be positive. There's no negative to this company. The product is fantastic. Everyone needs this product. It's the most nutritious product on the market. This is a company that's changing lives. It's changing lives for the better, both with people's health, with their financial futures. And I just love the atmosphere that we have. I love the camaraderie. I love the family feel that we have. And this is the only company I'll ever be with.